What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Seasons. This is episode number 16, and we're starting today's episode off by choosing Celtic. Yes, Celtic, the Scottish champions. We're choosing Celtic because in the last episode, the live episode of Seasons, I asked you guys to choose two teams for me to beat in a straw poll, and you chose Bayer Leverkusen and Portugal, but Celtic were the third team you guys would have chose for me. They were missed out by a single vote, so I thought in this episode I'll start off by using Celtic, just because I like using the teams you guys suggest for me. It's always nice when I read the comments and there's loads of different teams suggested, so I always check them out and see whether I'd like to use them in time. But I thought I'd use Celtic, and we came against Olympiacos for the first game, and of course in this episode we're going for the Division 4 title. So far every single season we've played has resulted in a division title, a promotion to the next division, as well as going up as the champions. So because of that, I'm hoping to do the same in this episode too. If we get 2 wins or 1 draw and a win, then we will be going up, because we only need 4 points so far. But still, we came against the Greek side Olympiacos, and my opponent had all the chances really up until the 42nd minute when I broke through with Johansson and scored as well. And it was a real show of sort of soaking up pressure and counter attacking, because I wasn't playing very well in this game at all, to be honest. In the first half my opponent was looking a lot stronger. It took me a long time to really get out of my own half, to be honest, and eventually I broke through with Johansson and we managed to score and make it 1-0. So we take the lead a few minutes before half time, and directly from kick-off my opponent gives the ball away. Scott Brown finds John Guidetti here. The Swedish striker goes through 1-on-1. Great chance to make it 2-0, but that was a really poor finish by me, and it was still 1-0 as things stood. And from the corner we crossed the ball in with Stokes in towards the centre. It's Johansson who scored our first goal, goes to the header, but my opponent clears the ball away, and eventually we try and get the ball forward with Scott Brown. We do so and shoot on the half volley, but it goes wide and out for a goal kick. So still 1-0 as things stood here, and that was how the first half would finish. I was, getting myself back into the game a bit after a very poor opening half an hour. I was starting to get myself back into the game, and in the 54th minute Wakaso finds Johansson, who leaves it for Guidetti. Guidetti inside towards the goal scorer Johansson, and this Celtic side with not too much pace, but enough to get ourselves forward with Johansson here in just the most easiest fashion, as you like. I was just dribbling with the ball, no need for pace or anything, but the shot goes wide. But here you see Wakaso, one of the few Celtic players that does have a lot of pace, going through here. Really good chance. I roll it off towards Guidetti. It's Guidetti against his man. He stops the ball, drags it back and gets inside, but the shot goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. So still 1-0, and a few minutes later my opponent decides to quit the game and we get the win by a goal to nil. And it was a weird quit as well, because I didn't really feel the need for my opponent to quit this game. I get it sometimes when someone quits and they're losing like 5-0 or whatever and they can't be bothered anymore. But this game was really balanced, you know what I mean? This guy was playing pretty decent, to be honest. And he was easily on my level, he was just as good as me, if not better. So I don't really know why he decided to quit when there was still 24 minutes to go. He could have easily got himself back in the game. But even so, we get the win, and that means we just need 1 more point from our remaining 4 games in the season to go up to Division 3 with the Division 4 title. So for the next game we would indeed beat Olympiacos, who have some very decent players. Afellay, Dominguez ain't too bad, obviously Kasami, my bro from my player career mode series last year, anyone want to watch that, Mitroglou as well. Some pretty decent side Olympiacos have. So the first chance would fall to us here as we came against Aston Villa, who my opponent was. It was Mitroglou's header, well saved by Brad Guzan, and then eventually the ball got cleared away here as I couldn't make the most of the chance. So still scoreless here, with the first chance coming to us early on in this game, as my opponent does get the ball away here with Fabian Delph. He passes it straight towards our defender, who plays it forward towards Ndinga. Ndinga plays it inside towards Dominguez. My opponent again gets on the ball, but again gives it away. We collect it, find Kasami. Surely we're going to score. Unfortunately not. It's a great save by Guzan, and eventually the ball is cleared away. So still 0-0, but the early chance is coming to us, and another one here in the 13th minute. Mitroglou's through 1-on-1 and answers on a postcard. How did I miss that chance? What a fantastic opportunity, and I completely messed it up. But in the 16th minute, another great chance here. It's Mitroglou trying to run forward here as my opponent gives it back to Guzan. Guzan passes it straight to Mitroglou. Surely this time I'll score. Yes, I do. I find the back of the net, and it is 1-0 to Olympiacos. Mitroglou getting the goal, and a bit fortunate really. My opponent was giving the ball away quite a lot in this game. I knew eventually I'll take one of the chances, and I did. So 1-0 up here, and in the 20th minute, another great chance. I cut inside with Afellay, get myself in some space, but the shot is fantastic fantastically saved by Guzan and is cleared away. So still 1-0, and really at this stage I could have been 3 or 4-0 up with my chances. And there was another great one here in the 28th minute. Dominguez runs clear one-on-one. Alan Hutton can't keep up. He goes through. The first tackle is made, but again, it's an amazing save by Guzan. It really is. Brad Guzan, the American goalkeeper, was stopping everything in this game, and if it wasn't for him, it would have been 4 or 5-0 at this stage. But in the 40th minute, my opponent's on the ball with Benteke. It's a great little through ball into Gabby Ogbonlahor, and the man with the pace also has the goal, and he makes it 1-1. So Gabby makes it 1-1, and my opponent is back on level terms, and I was sitting there thinking, how on earth have I let that ball go in? So I was playing so well up until this point, and in the 64th minute, it's the same result. It's Benteke into Ogbonlahor, and you know, there are some games where you just have a really bad feeling, and you just feel like there's going to be some BS, and I don't really know what to say about that goal. I really don't. Like, why are my two defenders not clearing the ball there? I don't know, but I guess it's my fault. But even so, it's 2-1 to Aston Villa. I was just hammering down circle, and for some reason they wouldn't clear the ball away, and it's 2-1 to my opponent. And in the 69th minute, he goes and makes it 3-1 here with Ogbonlahor going forward. Great finish into the bottom corner. I just couldn't cope with that strike partnership, you know. Ogbonlahor and Benteke, the pace and the strength and the power was just too much for me, and that made it 3-1. So 3-1 to my opponent here, and in the 81st minute, Cleverley's on the ball down the right-hand side. Really good chance, chips it inside towards Benteke, who's taken down by Botia, and it is a penalty to my opponent. So I just capitulated in the second half, I really did, and we're on course for only our second defeat of the series. Our first defeat happening in episode 3 when we lost to Chelsea, and this is going to be our first defeat since then. I think that was Division 9. We've managed to make it all the way to Division 4 without a defeat, but we're going to have one here. My opponent has a penalty, and you know, it's kind of annoying, but he gave it to his goalkeeper Brad Guzan, so you know, I'm not really surprised, to be honest, seeing as he was in such good form in his goal. I'm not surprised he wanted to give it to Guzan. He was having such a great game, and on course a man of the match, surely. But even so, it'll be goalkeeper against goalkeeper from the spot. Guzan against Roberto, and I've said a few times now, I don't know why, but I think penalties are ridiculously easy to score this year, because my goalkeeper dives the right way and he just palms it into his own net. And again, that's like the third time that's happened this series, where the goalkeeper's dived the right way, he's made good contact but hasn't saved it. So even so, my opponent scores with his goalkeeper, with Brad Guzan there. Kind of harsh, I guess, to do that, but even so, it's 4-1, and reflective of how well I was playing defensively. You know, I was all over the place, and from kickoff I get the ball away. He comes forward with Gabby Ogbonlahor. I'm out of position with Eric Gabidal. The ball gets played forward towards Benteke, and Benteke makes it 5-1. So you know, if I'm going to lose a game, I may as well get battered, hey. But even so, I think this just summed up the game in the 90th minute. Dominguez runs clear, and for some reason, this isn't a penalty or anything, and the physics see Dominguez go about 10 yards across the penalty area after that push by Ron Vlaar. I mean, someone's got to explain that to me, they really do. I mean, to be honest, it's a ridiculous game. There was some outrageous things happening, especially that incident right there, but still, we lose the game 5-1. Guzan had a stormer, and, you know, I think 5-1 was a harsh result. As you'll see by the stats, I felt it was quite balanced. He dominated possession, no doubt about it, but I feel as though he probably did deserve to win, but only by 1 or 2 goals at the max. 5-1 was outrageous. I have no idea how I played so poorly. I capitulated defensively, I really did. In the second half, I couldn't do anything, but even so, it was a weird game. It really was. To lose that game after being on like a streak, an 8-win streak of like 8 games, hadn't lost since episode 3, to lose that game 5-1, it just seemed really bizarre, and that own goal just was terrible as well. But anyway, for the following game, I chose the Netherlands here. And we came up against Everton as well, and you know, I was in a bad mood after that loss. I really wasn't feeling very good. So as we came up against Everton, the first thing I did with Van Persie was rouletted round Ross Barkley, levered it from range, and scored one of the goals of the series from 30, maybe 35 yards out. And that's the way to respond, isn't it? Lose the game 5-1, get absolutely battered, do nothing in the entire game in terms of defensive ability, go into the next game and score a wonder goal. That's how you do it. So that was a wonderful goal by Van Persie there. We smash it in directly from kickoff, roulette around the defender, just lever it towards the top corner. It clips the inside of that far post. Howard's beat him, and it is the Netherlands 1, Everton 0 directly from kickoff. So the fastest goal I've scored in the series, no doubt about it, and an absolute wonder goal by RVP as well, as we make it the Netherlands 1, Everton 0. And in the 4th minute, my opponent decides to try and hit back here with Lukaku coming forward. He shoots from a tight angle and hits the post, so the woodwork struck on 2 occasions in the opening 4 minutes. Thankfully for us though, ours hit the woodwork and went in, and his went wide. So still 1-0, but my opponent trying to get himself back in the game early on. And in the 8th minute, Robben crosses the ball in. It's not dealt with by my opponent. It comes to Huntelaar, and Huntelaar hits the post. So 3 times already the post had been struck in 9 minutes. Absolutely ridiculous. But as we win the ball back, De Vrij finds Schneider. Schneider plays the ball into Van Persie, and Van Persie doubles his goal tally and makes it 2-0 inside 10 minutes. So Netherlands 2, Everton 0, both goals coming through Van Persie, and a very, very good way to start this game after such a very disappointing game in the last one. And in the 19th minute here, my opponent's on the ball with Atsu down the left-hand side. He plays it inside towards the former Chelsea striker, Romelu Lukaku, and it's a very good save by Cillessen as we palm the ball away and keep the score at 2-0. And in the 25th minute, again, we're bailed out by our goalkeeper. Ross Barkley's shot, well saved by Cillessen, and it is still the Netherlands 2, Everton 0. In the 55th minute, Kevin Morales strikes it straight at Cillessen, and from that, we quickly kick the ball out towards Van Persie and go on the counter. Try and flick it over the head of Leighton Baines, but we win it back with Schneider. Schneider Huntelaar into Van Persie, lovely passing, we release Huntelaar down the left hand side here, we stop the ball, get ourselves inside, really good chance, but the shot is saved by Howard and it hits the bar. So 4 times in this game the woodwork had been struck, and it was still only 2-0. In the 63rd minute we almost made it 3-0, but my opponent got the ball off the line there from that headed corner. And in the 76th minute here, Wesley Schneider picks the ball up. I'd scored 1 fantastic goal already from range, so I thought, why not try it again? And it's another wonderful goal, and I can't work out which goal I prefer, Schneider's or Van Persie's. Both goals were absolutely fantastic. They really, really were. I'm sure you guys could let me know in the comments what goal you preferred, because they were both fantastic, both from a similar range, both right into the top corner. It's a wonderful strike by Schneider, and we find the back of the net for the 3rd time, and we are surely on course for the 3 points, which will take us up as division winners and get ourselves promoted into Division 3. As you'll see on this goal as well, Howard did actually get a hand to it, but he couldn't save it. He could only divert the ball into the top corner to make it look even better, and we do indeed take a 3-goal lead here as Schneider gets the goal. So Netherlands 3, Everton 0, and you will see here in the 84th minute as our free kick, I tried an outrageous shot with De Jong, goes over the bar. The referee, sorry, not the referee, it's a goal kick, and my opponent decides to quit the game. He's had enough, and we win it by 3-0, and that does mean that we have been promoted to Division 3 with the Division 4 title, and we put that loss in the last game, that terrible, embarrassing loss behind us with a very good win, 2 Wondergoals, and a promotion with the division title to the next division. So as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, and I will see you for the next episode of Seasons very soon.